submerged temple begins to emerge from the silt, its massive stone blocks barely visible beneath centuries of sediment. What once stood in open sunlight now rests in silence, hidden beneath shifting sands and dark water. Time has erased its surface details, but its presence remains unmistakable. This structure, built nearly 2,000 years ago, has survived storms, rising seas, and the slow collapse of an ancient coastline. Its rediscovery marks the return of a place long forgotten by history. As light cuts across the stone walls, faded hieroglyphs appear, etched into sandstone by hands that vanished centuries ago. Though worn and fragmented, these symbols still whisper fragments of belief, ritual, and devotion. They speak of offerings made, gods honored, and ceremonies performed in halls that once echoed with voices. The sea has softened their edges, but it has not silenced their meaning. Scattered across the temple floor lie statues of pharaohs, once upright and imposing, now toppled and broken. Their faces are eroded, their bodies cracked by time and pressure. Traces of ceremonial gold cling to their surfaces, dulled and corroded, but unmistakably precious. These figures once symbolized divine authority. Now they rest among fish and drifting sediment, stripped of power, preserved only by chance. Among the rubble, a delicate gold bracelet slowly emerges as silt is disturbed. Its craftsmanship remains visible despite centuries underwater. This was not a common object. It was worn, gifted, or offered with intention. Gold does not decay, but even it cannot escape time completely. Its muted shine reflects a world that valued beauty, status, and ritual meaning in every object created. Nearby, a collapsed archway tells a quieter story. Stone blocks lie scattered where an entrance once stood tall. This was once a threshold, perhaps separating sacred space from the outer world. The collapse did not happen all at once. It was gradual, shaped by earthquakes, tides, and the steady pull of gravity. The ocean did not destroy the temple in a single moment. It claimed it slowly, partially buried beneath marine growth. A ceremonial scepter catches the light. Once held by priests or rulers, it symbolized authority, order, and divine favor. Barnacles now cling to its surface, but its form remains clear. Even in decay, it carries the weight of its purpose. Objects like this were never meant to be ordinary. They were meant to command respect. Two leaning pillars rise from the seabed, still standing despite centuries of erosion. They frame what was once a grand interior space. Their tilt speaks of instability, of a structure that fought collapse before finally surrendering. These pillars once supported stone ceilings and sacred carvings. Now they support only memory. Carved into a fallen block nearby, the eroded image of a goddess becomes visible. Her features are softened, but her posture remains intentional. She was worshipped here, honored with offerings and prayers. This carving once stood in a place of reverence. Its survival suggests that devotion, once etched in stone, can endure even when belief fades. A ceremonial chest rests partially open in the sand. Inside, gold and jewelry remain where they were placed long ago. These were not hidden in haste. They were stored with purpose, perhaps meant to remain untouched. Their survival suggests the temple was abandoned suddenly before its wealth could be removed. As sediment shifts, the treasure inside the chest glints faintly. No signs of looting appear. No modern disturbance is visible. This moment represents something rare in archaeology, context preserved. Objects remain where history left them. A single gold coin is lifted from the sand. Its surface bears intricate engravings, worn but still readable. Coins like this traveled through hands, markets, and ceremonies. This one never completed its journey. It came to rest here, sealed away by the sea. The temple floor stretches outward, littered with broken statues, fragments of stone, and scattered artifacts. Each piece once had a place, a function, a meaning. Together they form a silent archive of a civilization that built not just for use, but for eternity. An eroded idol emerges from beneath layers of silt. Its base is cracked, its form incomplete, yet its presence remains powerful. Idols were not decorations. They were conduits between the human and the divine. This one stood witness to countless rituals before darkness fell. A collapsed altar lies ahead. Its surface is broken, its offerings long scattered. This was once the heart of ceremony, a place where fire burned, incense rose, and prayers were spoken aloud. Its ruin marks the end of ritual life within the temple. Nearby, a ceremonial bowl rests untouched. Its gold surface is dulled, but its shape is intact. Bowls like this held offerings of food, drink, or sacred substances. Its emptiness feels deliberate, as if time itself paused here. Hieroglyphs etched into a toppled pillar reveal fragments of narrative, names, invocations, dedications. Pillars were meant to support both structure and story. Even fallen, they continue to speak. Among the ruins, a ceremonial dagger lies corroded and still. Its blade is encrusted, its edge long gone. This was not a weapon of war, but of ritual. Its purpose was symbolic, precise, controlled. A corridor formed by fallen blocks leads deeper into the temple. Darkness thickens here. This passage once guided worshippers inward, away from the world above. Now it guides only exploration. A carved relief of a pharaoh emerges along the corridor wall. His image was meant to endure forever, aligned with divine order. Though eroded, his presence remains commanding. Ahead, a shattered doorway marks the entrance to deeper chambers. Beyond it, the temple continues, still holding secrets untouched by time. A gold necklace lies beneath layers of sand and algae. Its links remain intact, its design unmistakable. Jewelry like this was both adornment and offering, a symbol of wealth and belief intertwined. Moving deeper into the ruined inner chamber, the scale of the temple becomes clearer. This was no small shrine. It was a place of significance, designed to impress, to endure, and to inspire reverence. A stone pedestal stands alone, bearing faded inscriptions. Whatever once rested here has vanished, but the pedestal itself remains, a reminder that absence can speak as loudly as presence. A toppled statue of a pharaoh lies broken nearby, surrounded by fragments. The falcon-shaped amulet appears first, barely visible beneath layers of compacted silt, its outline revealed only when the diver's light sweeps across it at the right angle. For a moment, it seems to hover in the darkness, suspended between past and present. The falcon, symbol of divine protection and royal power, would once have rested against the chest of a priest or noble, warm against human skin. Now it lies cold and silent, its gold dulled but not erased by centuries underwater. Each grain of sediment tells a story of time passing slowly, patiently, as the sea claimed what the land once guarded. As the diver moves forward, the passage widens, revealing a corridor cluttered with statues and precious artifacts abandoned where they fell. Stone figures lean at unnatural angles, their faces softened by erosion, their expressions frozen in ritual calm. Gold objects glimmer faintly between them, half buried, as if the temple itself tried to conceal its wealth from intruders. This was not chaos. This was sudden abandonment. The silence here is heavy, pressing in, broken only by the hiss of breathing and the distant crackle of shifting debris. A gold necklace comes into view, lying coiled on the stone floor. Its links are corroded, green and brown oxidation creeping along its surface, yet its form remains intact. Each link was once shaped by hand, polished until it reflected torchlight in ceremonies long forgotten. It should not have survived this long, and yet it has. The sea has taken its shine, but not its identity. Time has touched it, but not erased it. Collapsed walls ahead suggest chambers still hidden beyond the diver's reach. Blocks of stone lie scattered like fallen teeth, their edges smoothed by centuries of slow erosion. Through the gaps, darkness stretches deeper, promising more rooms untouched by light since the day the temple fell. The structure did not decay gently. It failed, and when it did, it sealed its secrets inside itself. A ceremonial dagger rests nearby, its blade unrecognizable beneath layers of barnacles and marine growth. Once sharpened for ritual sacrifice or symbolic display, it now belongs to the sea. Tiny organisms cling to it, turning a tool of ceremony into a reef of its own. Even so, Its shape is unmistakable. This was not a weapon of war. It was an object of meaning. The diver passes into a small chamber that opens suddenly from the corridor, its ceiling lower, its walls closer. Here, the sense of enclosure is immediate. The light reveals more treasures than expected, objects placed deliberately, not scattered by collapse. This was a storage space, or perhaps a sanctum. The air feels heavier here, as if the water itself remembers what once occurred in this room. A gold bracelet glints faintly from beneath a layer of sediment. Its surface is pitted and darkened, but the craftsmanship remains clear. Intricate patterns still circle its band, repeating symbols of eternity and rebirth. Whoever wore this bracelet believed in life beyond death. They believed this temple would stand forever. Toppled pillars dominate the center of the chamber, massive stone columns lying broken like fallen giants. Around them, statues lie scattered, some intact, others shattered. Together they tell a story of centuries underwater, of gradual collapse punctuated by moments of sudden destruction. The temple did not sink quietly. It resisted, and then it yielded. A ceremonial gold cup rests forgotten near the base of one fallen pillar. Its surface is tarnished, but its engravings remain sharp, protected by the silt that buried it. This cup once held offerings, wine, oils, perhaps blood, poured out in devotion to gods whose names echo faintly through history. Now it holds nothing but silence. The diver approaches a collapsed inner wall, where stones lean inward, creating a narrow opening. Beyond it, darkness waits. This is not a natural passage. It is the result of collapse, of weight and gravity reshaping sacred architecture. And behind it, more secrets remain untouched. A ceremonial mask emerges next, its features still ornate despite centuries underwater. Gold and inlaid stone form eyes that no longer see, a mouth frozen mid-expression. Masks like this were worn in rituals meant to bridge the human and divine. Seeing it here, abandoned on the chamber floor, feels like witnessing a ceremony interrupted forever. The chamber floor is littered with toppled columns and forgotten treasures, layered atop one another as if time itself stacked them there. Nothing has been moved by human hands since the sea claimed this place. Every object remains where it fell, preserved by pressure and darkness. Another gold bracelet lies partially buried, marine growth creeping along its edges. It mirrors the one seen earlier, suggesting sets, pairs, offerings meant to be complete. The repetition hints at structured ritual, at order now dissolved. In a shadowed corner, the diver's light catches something else, another cluster of artifacts, deliberately hidden from the main chamber. This corner was meant to be concealed. The builders never expected the sea to find it. A ceremonial gold cup rests here as well, nearly identical to the previous one. Its presence reinforces the sense of repetition, of ritual cycles performed again and again, season after season.